So you clicked on this link because you're thinking of moving to the Colorado Springs area and you want to be by all of the outdoors and options that Colorado Springs has to offer. We're going to highlight 3 neighborhoods that'll put you right with them in your backyard.
Laurie and Kalene and Kayla and Amber here with your Colorado's finest agency here in Colorado Springs. If it's your first time to our channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell as we go over everything you want to know about moving, living in Colorado Springs. We have people reaching out to us all the time, just like you, and we absolutely love it. So give us a call or text anytime, day or night. It's us that you get. We always say we love making these videos. We love making Colorado Springs your home even more. 719-639-3393. Today we are talking about the best neighborhoods to live near trails here in Colorado Springs or outdoor recreation.
And we're on our way taking you over there to actually show you how firsthand and like logistically we'll try to pick a home that's right near a trailhead. And so you can see how easy it is to access that outdoor lifestyle here.
So I'm actually going to flip the camera around. We can still talk to you. Don't worry. You can still hear our wonderful voices. But we're going to flip the camera around and just kind of show you what we talk about when you're moving here to Colorado Springs and you want to live on this west side, to be near trails, to be near the outdoor recreation. So we're going to bring you over to like Peregrine, Mountain Shadows, and some of these other neighborhoods up here and just kind of drive you through them so you can see what that looks like when you say you want to live on the west side near trails. All right, so we are on our way to kind of show you firsthand some of these neighborhoods that our clients have zoned in on here in the western part of Colorado Springs. So you can see the mountains are pretty close, and so a lot of times you'll see bikers. It's pretty windy here today, but you'll see bikers that are biking along the side of the road just to hit those trailheads. We actually closed 2 houses last week where their main focus was biking and hiking, and they knew they wanted to be in this area.
So I will say, west side of Colorado Springs, you know, people love it over here. Price point is higher than, and houses are very different. We had somebody who was starting conversation, and they definitely wanted west side, but they wanted a new build. That is like
very hard
near
to find.
And far in between.
But,
so a lot of these homes are existing, and you know, I would say minimum $550,000 and go up to like $1.5 million up in Peregrine.
Well, look at the homes. You can see you have homes built on the bluffs right here, which have great views of probably Pikes Peak in the city, built into that hillside. And then over here you'll have different homes. It's kind of down that ridge a little bit, but actually a neighborhood. Your classic, you know, 2,800 square foot home for $550. But older homes, probably from the newest you might get over here. I mean, there are different hidden gems, but I would say from the 80s is probably the newest.
Yeah,
I would say some 80s, of them maybe 90s. Get into Peregrine a little bit from the 90s, early 2000s, depend upon the neighborhood. But
there are a couple like townhome and patio home communities, some condos. So if you are wanting that lifestyle, like not really maintenance, you're okay with community style living, you know, they are more affordable. There is more affordable options. I would say for townhome living, you're talking like $300,000 to start price. We sold one of these over here. She had actually been stocking this neighborhood for like a year.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
And she was literally just waiting for one of these cute little townhomes to come available because she knew this is where she wanted to be. It's kind of a destination over here that people who live in Colorado Springs, they say, okay, eventually I want to move to the west side.
Yeah, you talk about pros and cons of living in Colorado Springs. You know, like this is perfect. Here's a little I don't know what kind of bikes those are called.
I think you need.
You
have one.
I do. I know it's going to be in our videos this summer. Just you guys hang on. We have a special treat coming.
Here's
for you guys.
Peregrine.
But yeah, this is more the Peregrine area, but tons of wildlife in this area as well. So
and I'm driving you. The Blodgett Peak trailhead is right at the end here. This is Blodgett Peak that Laurie's pointing to. There are trails up and down this peak, super easy. Like, people that live here, they can just hike on over to the trailhead or ride their bikes over there.
Right. If you know you want this area, you have to, call us and let us know. Like, we have a couple clients who are kind of zoned in, but houses don't come up very often in this area. There's some hit or miss back in here, but I always watch that MLS, and it's very rare do I see houses come up as far as inventory. So if you know you want this area, it's something we can zone in on.
And one thing that was a deal breaker for some of our clients that initially set out for this area but went somewhere else, a lot of these homes are built on mountainsides or slope sides. So a lot of times you will, maybe not get a giant yard, or you'll have a steep driveway, or, it's very hard to find a home with a flat yard or anything over here because everything is on hillside.
About pros and cons in our cons video that we are talking about, and the right ahead of us is part of that Waldo Canyon fire we talked about. Probably one of the only fires. There was one in Black Forest a couple years after this, but some people move here, they honestly get concerned about wildfires, and I always try to tell clients, no matter where you move, there's going to be some type of natural disaster, whether it's a tornado or a hurricane or, flooding, what that may be. It has happened twice here in Colorado Springs. And so, sometimes you guys want these neighborhoods in this western part of Colorado Springs near mountain shadows. 99% chance you guys will be just fine and we won't have a wildfire, but it is Mother Nature, and it is part of the cons of living right here in the bluffs.
Well, and the part of that con is that, even if it may not be a concern, sometimes your property insurance will be a little bit higher if you're in a burn zone or then a flood zone because there's no foliage there. Your insurance company will be the one. You can give them an address and they'll be able to pull up if there's an added premium onto that. And it's all part of the entire process. When you go under contract, as part of the due diligence, you will shop for insurances, but sometimes on the west side, insurance can be a little bit pricier.
So right now we're in the neighborhood of Peregrine. Of course, you saw us driving in, you saw some of the homes that are locally around this area. It's a great space if you are someone looking to get outside on a regular basis, because you are right here at the Blodgett Peak open space. We're right near the Blodgett Peak trailhead of getting out, walking, if you like getting outdoors, if you have animals and you like getting outdoors. A lot of the properties here actually back up to open space and have amazing views here. They do start right around like the 850s and going up. A lot of the homes in the area also have usually around 5-6 bedrooms, over 4,000 square feet. It is in District 20 for the schools around the area. It's a really great space.
At Oak Valley Ranch. This is another neighborhood to show you on the west side. Homes kind of on the lower end of the budget. With this one was sold for $530, sold $20,000 over asking. It was built in the 1990s, right up on the hillside. Still has the amazing views. Just a little bit more affordable for some home buyers. But again, this one's staying on the market for 2 days. So you have to be quick. You have to be watching for these homes to come. And that's something that we can do for you. If we know that this is where you're looking and we know what you're looking for, we can help you find it.
So our third neighborhood for great places to live if you enjoy the outdoors of Colorado Springs, Reed Ranch. So it's over here again on the west side of Colorado Springs. Laurie will show you later on. Ute Valley Park is literally walking distance right here. The house behind me was listed at $630,000. It was built in '99. It's 6 bed, 5 bath, so it's a little bit bigger. And again, it was $630,000, went under contract and sold at $650,000. Reed Ranch is kind of one of those smaller communities, so homes don't come up a whole lot here, but great traditional neighborhood. And then Laurie will pan this way, and this is the beauty, is that Ute Valley Park is right here, walking distance from your yard.
All right, so we are here in Mountain Shadows. Mountain Shadows is our fourth neighborhood here. If you want to be close to the outdoor recreations and hop on those trails, I can see the trails right ahead of me. So hop on those bikes, get out and go enjoy the outdoors, because I can see Pikes Peak and the bluffs. You are right in with them here in the Mountain Shadows area. And so the home behind me sold for over $900,000. They're bigger homes here in Mountain Shadows a lot of times with bigger square footage. So 6 bedrooms, 4 baths on a bigger plot of land here in Mountain Shadows. So you're not really living right in with your neighbors. You can see the homes don't really have a fence, and so if you want that fence, I think part of that is some of the areas within here you can't have that privacy fence. But the pro of this is you get the mountains right here and the trails right outside your back door here in Mountain Shadows. Here we're going to film and show you guys Pulpit Rock. Pulpit Rock is kind of right in the middle of town, so by looking at a map you wouldn't know that you were at close access to trails on a ridge here, but a really popular place here in Colorado Springs to get on and do hiking and biking. So we're going to get out and show you a house here and what that looks like as far as real estate in this Pulpit Rock area, one of the neighborhoods that we like, one of the 5 neighborhoods that we zone in on when our clients say they like and want to be close to trails and outdoor recreation.
So today, like Kalene said, we are in Pulpit Rock. At the house that we're at today is actually active right now at 515, which is kind of average for this neighborhood. It's usually around the high 4s, mid 5s. This is a 3 bed, 3 bath, and like we had mentioned, it's right by the Pulpit Rock, which is a really cool place to hike. I actually hiked it last week with my brother. I kind of expected it to be easy because it's right in the middle of a neighborhood, but it was quite the hike, and has stunning views. This neighborhood's really cute, and this neighborhood is super cute. There's no HOA, and it is super close to the center of town and UCCS.
All right, so we talk about the pros of living in Colorado Springs, and so I'm just zoning in. We were doing a showing here with a client, and so part of our pro video is our friends right there. They're getting up. They're a little worried about me right here, but this is just a home here in the Mountain Shadows area, and this is what we talk about with the pro of having wildlife as your little pets here in Colorado.